You are watching Access LaPorte County Channel 97. Coming up next is the August 26th meeting for the Michigan City Water Works Board. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Yes, we are. Yes, sir.
Call this meeting of the Water Board to order. Today is Tuesday, August 26, 2025. Approve minutes from the previous meeting held August 12th.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting held August 12th, 2025. Second.
Motion and second to approve the minutes from the meeting of August 12th. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Purchase order.
Before you have a list of 6 purchase orders. The first is to Midwest Meter for brass service fittings. This is a confirming order. Some materials we had to get on moving towards to us right away for $524.80. The next item is to Utility Supply. It's an 8x6 tapping sleeve for Moore Road. This is actually replacing one we bought for the Moore Road project. We were working on another project and we had to use that sleeve for that project because of other issues. So we needed to get this sleeve in because that project should be started shortly. That's $855. Number 3 is to Midwest Meter. This is meters, adapters, and couplings for stock for $10,497.74. The fourth one is to Fastenal. This is marking paint, the blue paint that we use for marking water lines for $1,078.80. Number 5 is to McAllister, repairs to the main generator control board, confirming. If you remember, a couple weeks ago, we had a pretty significant power outage in the downtown area that also included out of the plant.
Yeah.
And the generator was working, but there were a few issues with this control board. And it turns out that it was on its last legs, so we needed to get the replacement on its way right away. Just in case we can't take a chance on that generator not working. So we got that part on its way. And that's for $8,313.11. Last item is to Beecher for 70,000 utility bill forms for $1,941.74.
I'll make a motion to accept the list of purchase orders dated 8/26/2025 in the amount of $23,211.19.
I'll second that motion.
There's a motion and second to approve the list of purchase orders dated August 26th. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Claims.
I make a motion for approval of the list of claims dated August 26, 2025. Second.
Motion and second to approve the list of claims dated August 26th. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Financials, Chris.
Okay, we'll just go through our cash flow on page 2 real quick. We've got a total of $770,292 in receipts for the month of July. We did recover $254 in bad debt. Our disbursements were $740,347, not including our transfers. We spent $48,070 on inventory items and $41,191 on capital items. Our ending balance for the month was $253,007. On page 3, our total operating revenues were over prior year and in line with our forecast. On our expense section, the distribution line was over forecast. We had street repairs for Franklin 10th Street and in front of Panera that had to be done, so that is expensed in that line. Our gross income before depreciation for the month is $281,154, and our year-to-date is $515,763. Taking in depreciation, we have a net income for the month of $157,154, and a net loss for year-to-date of $352,237. On page 4, purchase power, we had a bill that didn't come on time for the payment, and actually it's going to be paid on August, it was paid on August 1st, so our purchase power is very low for the month. Chemicals is a little over forecast, is from usage for treatment. Contracted services line is where our paving falls on this page. And just on page 6, a reminder that our top item, our bond payment is going to be due on 9/1, the amount of $675,900. And you had the authorization on the last board meeting for that, so I actually scheduled that this week. Unless there's any questions, that's all I've got.
I'll make a motion to accept the financial statement as presented by Mr. Wolf.
I'll second it.
Motion and second to accept the financials dated July 31st. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Old business.
Under old business, there's one item that I'd like to ask the board to make a decision on. Speaking with the Homeward Bound Hardwick Village project, and they're looking at installing 2 community gardens.
Good.
As we did, and those would need to have meter pits. The board had already decided to not charge them for the meter pits because that's less money than a revenue refund or anything like that. Plus with the nature of this project. So the question would be is if the board would allow these 2 additional meter pits to be handled in the same manner as the other meter pits that were in this development. So basically we would be giving them the materials, they'll install them, and then we'll meter them. These 2 irrigation taps will be paid by the subdivision, not by individual other customers that live within the subdivision. So,
What's the dollar amount?
it totals out to right around $1,500 in value of materials. Like I said, when we decided on this project originally, under normal circumstances, if we would have a water main installation, we would be giving them credit of 3 years estimated revenue income for each of these units. So now we're backing, basically we're giving them credit up front and giving them free meter pits. They're still doing the installation, so we don't have the labor or any of that stuff.
I think it's a wonderful idea. I think it's great.
That is, it's nice.
You need a motion for that?
Yeah, I would ask for a vote on that, yeah.
Okay.
Because it's outside of our normal operations.
Okay.
So we're basically donating the meter bill.
2 additional meter pits?
We're there, in a sense, you could say it's a donation of the meter pits, but in the end, the whole purpose of this subdivision is, normally in a subdivision, we would be paying for labor to install water main. They're paying for all of this stuff themselves. And so we're actually doing pretty good on this compared to if it had been a standard subdivision. we'd have a lot more outlay in this than what we're looking at, especially when I factor in those revenue refunds that the state's requiring us to do. So this comes out to a better deal for us. It works out for them. And if it was a standard subdivision for profit type thing, that'd be a little bit different. We wouldn't be doing this kind of conversation, but because of the nature of this project, it's good for the community as well.
Would you like to formulate a motion on that?
I guess
Donate
the
more.
motion could be to treat the 2 additional meter pits requested the same as the others in development. Is that
I'll say so moved. So moved.
Second that motion.
Thank you.
Motion seconded, we treat the additional meter pits as we did the previous. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you. And just as a note, there's no additional room on this land at this point. The further east you go, it turns into wetlands and stuff, so they
Yeah.
can't like build additional houses or anything like that. So I think this is gonna be about it of what would be needed out there.
How many units are there?
There's 12 housing units. Some are 1 bedroom, some are 2 bedroom. There's a community building. And then these two irrigation services for their community garden that they put in.
Yeah, that's very nice. Very nice.
Any other business?
One other item, just today, the State Board of Accounts released their public report of the audit for the city, and which included us. And I'm very happy to report that there were no findings for the department, and 99.9% of it is because of the hard work of this gentleman right here. And Janet, our Janet Johnson, our administrative assistant, she does those reconciliations, and she's been getting those done in the time frame that they've been asking for them. So our finances were in good order, and our controls were in place, so they didn't have any recommendations or any findings for us this year.
That's great.
Great.
You asked me about it earlier, the report showed up about 2:30 this afternoon.
I think I didn't see it, but I know.
All right.
Didn't want to go like,
That's all I have for business.
Okay, business.
I don't have any new business.
Any public comment? Director's comments? Entertain a motion to adjourn.
motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion second to adjourn, all in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.